And starting with some breaking updates coming in, what we are told is that starting 10 a.m. Moscow time, Russia has declared ceasefire and is ready to provide humanitarian corridors in these regions of Ukraine, which are Kyiv, Chernihiv, Sumy, Kharkiv and Mariupol as well. So a big declaration there being made by Russia of declaring ceasefire and halting all the airstrikes and bombardments temporarily to provide humanitarian corridors in 4 regions, which are Kyiv, Chernihiv, 5 regions that matter: Kyiv, Chernihiv, Sumy, Kharkiv and Mariupol as well. Going across to Crispino, who's been tracking all the latest details. Crispino, over to you. So that's the latest that we are learning. Russia declaring ceasefire from 10 a.m. Moscow time in 5 regions: Kyiv, Chernigov, Sumy, Kharkiv and Mariupol. Crispino, who has the latest, is standing with the latest. Crispino, over to you.
This is the 3rd time that Russia has announced a ceasefire, and according to the information that has been put out in this tweet by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Russia, they go on to say that from 10 a.m. on March 8th, the Russian Federation has declared ceasefire and is ready to provide humanitarian corridors from Kyiv, Chernigov, Sumy, Kharkov and Mariupol. Now, that's the bigger news that's coming here. Now, in the past too, we had seen how Russia had announced ceasefire, but according to Ukrainian authorities, they have violated the ceasefire and they have shelled many of these areas surrounding the humanitarian corridors, making it difficult for evacuations from these areas. Now, we are seeing here that a ceasefire has been announced yet again by Russia, and 5 regions, they are allowing the people from 5 regions to pass safely, and that is Kyiv, Chernigov, Sumy, Kharkov and Mariupol. We'll have to wait and see how the situation pans out in the next 24 hours.
Getting you news in brief, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson stood alongside the leaders of Canada and the Netherlands and announced a new international support group for Ukraine that will coordinate the efforts of the international community to provide long-term support to Ukraine and its people. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has assured Lithuania and Latvia of NATO protection and American support as he made quick visits to 2 of the 3 Baltic states that are increasingly on edge as Russia presses ahead with its invasion of Ukraine. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau imposed sanctions against 10 individuals with close ties to the Russian leadership, including Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov and businessman Oleg as well. Trudeau made the announcement during the joint address with his UK and Dutch counterpart. Amid the Russian invasion of Ukraine, Hungarian finance minister said that Hungary will not support the expansion of anti-Russian sanctions in the energy sector, as this would threaten both the national currency and welfare of Hungarians. The Danish military has deployed more equipment and vehicles to Estonia, part of NATO's enhanced forward presence in the Baltics and Poland. Later in March, around 200 Danish soldiers are expected to follow suit.